Hello, everybody. This is Maniac for Bricks. In the past almost 2.5 hours, I've been working on this filing cabinet of organizing, sorting, alphabetizing Lego instruction booklets. It's not a perfect system. There are still things to update with it, and there are still things that will change with what's already here. But for right now, it's a working system that's done pretty well, getting through a lot of different instructions and a lot of different years and themes, and there's still more for me to get through, but at least gives me some comfort knowing that all the ones that were in here are reorganized, and I've been able to fit more into here without breaking the whole cabinet. I'll also touch upon that in just the end of the video as well. So, as I mentioned before, these are all alphabetized, and they're going to have the labels moved around, and there may be some categories changed here and there, because what I tried to do was grouping some themes together that kind of just remind me of each other. Like if I'm looking for something, it might be relative to something else. For example, Aqua Raiders and Atlantis, they're both diving themes, so it just made sense for me to put them together. Some of them I put together because I don't have a lot of certain instructions for one theme versus another, so it just made it easier for volume of compiling them. But there's a lot of them all through here, and it actually goes a little further back. And it was a little bit of a hand squeeze there. I don't know if I'm going to move some of these to a bottom cabinet or whatever the case may be. There is a chance that there are some instructions in here I'm probably going to move out entirely and put them in either a binder or sort them with the Lego sets themselves when they get broken up and stored away. But the furthest this goes back to says Hidden Side and Scooby-Doo. There's actually a third theme I forgot to write in there because I ran out of space. Hidden Side, Monster Fighters, and Scooby-Doo. They're all mystery, ghoulish related themes that just felt that they would go well enough together, so that's where all of them are. And there's some that just have their own things, at least for right now, because I know even if I didn't sort all of them yet, there's a bunch more instructions for me to find. Between instructions and magazines and catalogs, I still have another, I think, Tupperware or so to go through, like something like this, maybe even bigger than that, full of paper stuff that I need to sort. So eventually I'll get to them. There is one thing I want to bring up with Castle I'll touch upon when we get to the bottom layer. And yeah, these things are pretty heavy because they're already packed pretty well with books. They still have a bunch more space in them, but there is a chance it might break up some categories. For example, Lego Movies. That's the Lego Movie 1, Lego Movie 2, Lego Ninjago Movie, and Lego Batman Movie all in the same folder. That's a lot, and I didn't even get to all of them added in here yet, but I already know that this thing is getting overloaded. So at some point I'll probably break it up by each of those movies. Maybe Lego Movie 1 and 2 will be their own thing if there's a reasonable amount of them, whatever the case may be. There's a couple in here that I haven't sorted yet for instructions, paper products, and such. There's a couple more folders and labels that I have just for those occasions. Now, as I mentioned before, with Castle, and also now with Space, these are generic categories. They're not broken up by anything specific, like Space Police, Life on Mars, Mars Mission, or in the case of Castle, Kingdoms, Knight's Kingdom, any of that kind of stuff. They're not broken up, really. And that's mainly because I don't know yet how to do so, or how many instructions I have in all of those combined, if I need to. There is definitely a chance that I'm going to move a bunch of this stuff around over time, but at least for now, it's, again, a working system. It's something that I could look at and put it away right away. We also have Star Wars in here with its own thing. I actually did put some of the Technic Star Wars and the Star Wars buildable figures together because I thought I'm going to look more for the Star Wars element of it than the Technic or buildable figure or, kind of thing. Superheroes. I actually didn't put Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in here because I put those with SpongeBob because they're both Nickelodeon shows. It fits for now, and there's also not that many of them compared to DC and Marvel combined, also having the older Batman ones from 2006, 2008, so that just felt right to me. City is going to be another problem, and I'm actually glad that some of the bulkier stuff is on the bottom just to keep this from being too top heavy. But Town and City are already categorized together because there's technically Town, Town Junior, World City, and then City. You could probably divide it up further than that if you really wanted to, with all those sub-themes. But that's going to be one heck of a folder. It's definitely not going to hold all of them in here, at least at the moment. So I may break that up at some point where it's going to be Town or city, or maybe special things for city. I don't know yet, but it's something that is on my mind that it will overflow pretty easily. Now moving on to the other filing cabinet. This one's had a bit of progress a while ago, and I'm still working through it now with some magazines, catalogs, and other paper products. These do not have instructions in them right now, although depending on how that one goes, I might have to lean into this one and then put the magazines somewhere else. So for right now, magazines, catalogs, etc. are organized by year. Even though these labels aren't correct, they don't have anything on them, these were already borrowed from when I got the unit, they are categorized by about 20 years of stuff. There's a lot of small folders in here. Some of them only have like 1 or 2 things at the moment. Some will be upgraded sometime later. There's probably a bunch of things in here that I could probably condense together into 2 years or something like that. But especially for the recent ones, they're getting some mileage. There's a lot of stuff in here, especially for 2020 and 2019. I still have to add more in here from even the most recent stuff. It also includes like LEGO Store calendars, if they have any kind of mail promotion, like a postcard or anything like that. But it's mostly about the club magazines and the catalogs. So that's all there. And then the one underneath it has been in a bag, and it's been part of that big Tupperware that I mentioned earlier, shoveling out a whole bunch at a time. And this is just unsorted. This entire drawer unsorted and incredibly heavy. So I still have to go through this. There are definitely duplicates between both units of instructions and catalogs. I've picked up like 2 or 3 copies of some sets in here. I've had an older brother, so we got 2 copies or so of subscriptions for LEGO magazines in the past. So there's definitely some duplicates between them that I can weed out, and it'll clear up some things. It's still not going to have a lot in each of them, and I'm still trying to figure out what's going to be a good method. So hopefully by the next time I record a video about this, it'll make a lot more sense, and hopefully get to a better organizational state. But for right now, it's going pretty good. There's already a couple of boxes of instructions and stacks of them all over the place that I've been able to weed out, so it's been pretty nice so far. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you later when I get more updated.